So now moving to the multiplication of complex number, we have what? Multiplication of complex. So here multiplication of complex number, we are still on what? On the algebra of what? Of complex number. So now assuming you have z1 to be what? A plus what? IB, and z2 A plus IB2, where it will be what? 1 1 2 2. So to multiply a complex number, z1 multiply what? Z2 is equals to what? A1 plus what? IB1 multiply by A2 plus what? IB2. So now to multiply a complex number, the normal expansion, if you are doing expansion of two brackets, this is expansion of two brackets, you can also write it as what? A1 plus what? IB1 and what? A2 plus what? IB2. So to expand this, we now take the real part to multiply this all the expression in the what? In the second bracket. So we have what? A1 multiply all the expression in the bracket, which is what? A2 plus what? IB2. Right? And you take the imaginary part in the first bracket to to express the what? The second, all everything in the what? In the second bracket. We have what? B plus IB1 A2 plus what? IB2. So this is a normal expansion. So to multiply, we have what? A1 A2 plus what? A1 IB2, right? Plus what? A2 IB1 plus what? I square. We have what? I square. And what? B1 B2. So from here you have what? A1 A2 plus what? You can factorize I here. You can factorize I here. I, it now be what? A1 B2 plus what? A2 B what? B1 plus, remember that I said I is equals to what? Root of minus 1. And if you have I square, let's say I equals to what? Root of what? Minus 1. And you have I square, just square both sides. So it will now cancel the square root. So that therefore I square equals minus 1. Right? So now we have what? Minus 1 multiplied by what? B1 B2. So now from here we have what? A1 A2 plus what? I A1 B2 plus what? A2 B1 plus times minus is what? Is minus. If one multiply this, is still the same thing that it multiplied, which is what? B1 B2. So now you can bring, this is a real part, this is a real part, and this one is what? Is our what? Imaginary part. This is our imaginary part because it contain of what? It contain I, and the real part doesn't contain any form of what? I. So the one that contain I is what? Is our imaginary part, and the one that contain only number is what? Is our real part. So now we have what? A1 B2 is this one called minus what? B1 B2 plus what? I A1 B2 plus A2 B1. Therefore, this is a multiplication of complex number. This is how it works when given two complex numbers. So let's look at some examples. So yeah, example Z1 equals 2 plus 3i, and z2 equals 3 plus what? I. And you are told to find z1 multiplied by z2. So our z1 equals 2 plus what? 3i, and z2 equals 3 plus what? I. Find z1 multiplied by z2. Our z1 is 2 plus 3i multiplied by what? 3 plus what? I. So now from here, we have 2 plus 3i, 3 plus I. So to expand the bracket, we have 2, 3 plus I plus what? 3i, 3 plus I. So now, 2 multiplied by 3 is what? Is 6, plus 2 multiplied by I is what? Is 2i, plus 3i multiplied by 3 is what? 9i, plus 3i multiplied by I is 3i squared. From here, you have 6 plus 2 plus 9 is 11. You have 11i, 11i plus 3. Remember that I said 1 equals what? With what? With minus 1. And I square is what? With what? Minus 1 all squared. So this root, this square can cancel the root. So we have I square is what? Minus 1. So I square is what? Minus what? Minus 1. From here you have 6 plus 11i, plus times minus is what? Is minus. 3 times 1 is what? Is 3. So 6 minus 3 is what? Is 3 plus what? 11i. So that's how we multiply complex number. Let's move to another aspect of algebra of complex number. The next one is what? Is division of complex number. Let's see, we have z1 to be what? 2 plus 3i, and z2 to be what? Let's say we have 5 plus what? Plus I. And they say if you find z1 over what? Over z2. To find division of complex number, as we are looking at the surd, if you have anything like 2 over root 3, is a taboo to have square root in the denominator. So we need to do what? We need to multiply it by what? Root 3 over root 3. Likewise, complex number is a taboo to have an imaginary part in the denominator. So we have to take the what? The conjugate. If they say the conjugate, let's say we have 2 plus 3i, and they said you should find the conjugate. The conjugate will be what? 2 minus what? 3i. So that's how we find conjugate. So now we have our z1 to be what? 2 plus what? 3i over z2 to be what? 5 plus I. We multiply it by the what? By the conjugate. Since we have imaginary part at the denominator, we need to take the conjugate of the denominator, which is what? 5 minus I over what 5 minus I. So you are going to apply, let's say 2 plus 3I multiply by what 5 minus I over what 5 plus I 5 minus I, right? So we've already done multiplication of complex number. So you are going to use the aspect of multiplication of complex number here. So we have 2 open bracket 5 minus I plus what 3I bracket 5 minus what minus I over what. This denominator, you will notice that we have difference of 2 square. If you are talking about difference of 2 square it means what a square minus b square must be equal to what a plus b a minus b. If you look at the denominator here, we have what a plus b and what a minus b, which is what which is difference of what of 2 square, and is equal to what a square and what I square. So it will be what a square. A square is what is 5 square minus what I what I square. So plus times minus is what minus. So from here 2 times 5 is what 2 times 5 is what is 10 minus what 2 times I is what 2I plus 3I times 5 is what 15I plus times minus is what minus 3 times I is what 3I square over what 5 square is 25 and I square, remember I said I equals root of what minus 1. So I square will be what square root of minus 1 all square. So the square can cancel the what the square root. So I square equals minus 1. So I square equals what minus 1 equals 10 minus 2I plus 15I minus 3. I square is what is minus 1 over what 25 plus what plus 1, right? From here 10 minus 2I plus 15I are going to get minus plus 13I plus what plus 13I minus 3 times minus 1 is what is plus 3 over what over 26 equals 10 plus 3 is what is 13 plus what 13I over what over 26. Here you can split it into 2. You have what 13 over 26 plus what 13I over what 26. From here 13 over 13 here 1, 13 here 2, 13 here 1, 13 here 2. 1 over 2 plus what 1I over what over 2 is equals to 1 over 2 plus 1 times I is what is I over 2. So you can rephrase the question to be what find the square LCM. The LCM is what is 2 and we have what 1 plus what plus I. That's the answer, or leave it as this. It's still the same thing. So this is how we divide complex number.